The murder appeared solved before the autopsy began. The victim was found in the master bedroom of a suburban home, lying face down beside the bed. No signs of forced entry. No signs of a struggle. The house alarm was armed. Doors and windows were intact. The initial narrative formed quickly. The victim had been home alone. The time window was narrow. Both estranged spouses had alibis. On paper, the case closed itself. The husband was working a night shift across town. His keycard logs showed entry and exit times. Surveillance footage confirmed his presence inside the building during the estimated time of death. The wife was attending a charity event. Photos, timestamps, and multiple witnesses placed her miles away. Her phone recorded continuous activity throughout the evening. 2 alibis. No forced entry. A locked house. The timeline fit neatly. The estimated time of death placed the murder between 9:30 and 10:15 p.m. That window aligned with both alibis. It explained everything. Except the body. The victim's skin temperature suggested death occurred earlier. Not dramatically earlier, just enough to introduce doubt. The medical examiner flagged it as insignificant. Ambient temperatures vary. Air conditioning alters cooling rates. Estimates are never exact. But investigators logged the note anyway. The bedroom itself told a restrained story. The bed was neatly made, except for one corner pulled loose. The victim's phone lay on the nightstand, plugged in and untouched. No messages sent. No calls missed. No signs of panic. The position of the body suggested collapse rather than confrontation. But collapse doesn't explain pressure marks. Under oblique lighting, faint discoloration appeared along the sides of the neck. Not bruises. Not yet. The kind of marks that emerge slowly. The assumption remained coincidence. The house showed signs of recent activity. The dishwasher was warm. A cup sat in the sink. The television in the living room had been turned off mid-program. Someone had been home recently. The security system logs were examined next. Armed at 9:18 p.m. Disarmed at 6:02 a.m. No interruptions. No alerts. The house was sealed, which meant the person who killed the victim either had authorized access or the murder happened before the system was armed. That possibility shifted attention back to the timeline. Phone data from the victim showed the last interaction at 8:41 p.m. A short message draft saved but never sent. 4 words. Unfinished. Something doesn't add. No further activity followed. The autopsy provided more questions. Cause of death, asphyxia. Manner, undetermined. No fractures. No internal trauma. No toxins present. Asphyxia without struggle is rare, but not impossible. The lungs showed signs consistent with restricted airflow, not obstruction. That suggested sustained pressure rather than choking. Manual strangulation again entered the discussion. But who? The husband's alibi was digital and physical. The wife's alibi was public and documented. The investigation leaned toward an unknown third party. Until the timeline was reconstructed minute by minute. Investigators overlaid phone activity, home appliance cycles, and neighborhood noise complaints. A pattern emerged, not in what was present, but in what wasn't. Between 8:52 and 9:07 p.m., the house went quiet. No water usage. No electrical spikes. No motion sensor activations. 15 minutes. Too clean. Too empty. That silence didn't match the rest of the evening. Something had happened during that gap. Something everyone assumed didn't matter. The estimated time of death was revisited. Adjusted backward. Now the window shifted. And suddenly one alibi weakened. Not because it was false, but because it relied on the wrong hour. Once the estimated time of death shifted, everything built on it began to fail. The original window, 9:30 to 10:15 p.m., had protected both alibis. It was clean, comfortable, convenient. But it had been based on assumption, not reconstruction. The revised estimate placed death closer to 8:55 p.m. That 15-minute adjustment didn't sound dramatic, but it changed everything. At 8:52 p.m., the victim's phone activity stopped. No background data, no sensor movement, no battery fluctuation. The device went still in a way consistent with sudden incapacitation. At 8:56 p.m., the home's smart thermostat recorded a manual adjustment. The temperature was lowered by 2 degrees. Someone was still inside the house. The wife's charity event timeline showed her arriving at the venue at 9:12 p.m. Photos and videos placed her there continuously after that point. But before 9 p.m., her phone showed no uploads, no messages, no movement spikes. She wasn't yet visible. The husband's keycard logs showed him entering his workplace at 8:48 p.m. That had been considered airtight. But keycard access confirmed entry, not presence. Video review showed him arriving earlier than expected, parking farther from the entrance, and entering through a side corridor not covered by internal cameras. He was logged in, but not seen again until after 9:30 p.m. Still, the house alarm told a different story. The system had been armed at 9:18 p.m. That meant the house had to be empty by then. The murder had occurred before the alarm was set, which aligned perfectly with the new time of death estimate. The bedroom was re-examined. Under alternate light, faint transfer marks appeared on the bedsheet near the victim's shoulder, skin oils disturbed by pressure. The pattern suggested someone leaning over the victim from the right side. The victim was right-handed. The pressure came from someone else. Fiber analysis on the carpet beside the bed revealed compressed paths not caused by walking. Knees. One knee heavier than the other. Someone had knelt there. Quietly. The lack of defensive injuries made sense now. The victim had been caught off guard. Possibly seated. Possibly distracted. Pressure applied quickly, evenly, and released before panic could register. Manual strangulation doesn't always leave chaos. Sometimes it leaves silence. The unfinished message draft on the phone gained new meaning. Something doesn't add. The victim had noticed the timeline breaking apart. The dishwasher data was pulled next. Cycle start, 8:34 p.m. Cycle paused, 8:53 p.m. Cycle resumed, never. Someone interrupted it. Someone who knew how quiet mattered. The thermostat adjustment at 8:56 p.m. suggested someone lingering after the act, cooling the room, slowing odor development, buying time. Not a panicked intruder. Someone comfortable in the space. The wife's phone location data showed her leaving home at 9:02 p.m. That fit the public narrative. She hadn't lied. But she hadn't been truthful either. She had left after the murder. Her alibi was real, but it started too late. The final confirmation came from the security system itself. Though no alerts were triggered, the system logged a brief internal door sensor delay at 9:01 p.m. A known quirk. Too short to alert. Too small to notice. But it recorded movement. The door between the bedroom and hallway opened once, then closed. The conclusion no longer depended on theory. It rested on minutes. The murder occurred between 8:52 and 8:55 p.m. The wife was still inside the house. The husband was already logged at work. The alibi that failed wasn't fake. It was mistimed. The cause of death was updated. Homicide. Cause, manual strangulation. Time of death, approximately 8:54 p.m. No confession was needed. The timeline itself testified. Phones lie by omission. Witnesses remember selectively. But timestamp systems record without emotion. The clock didn't care who was believed. It only cared when something stopped.